All right. Today we're going to take a look at this home remodeling company specializing in kitchen and bath in Atlanta. This is Kyle with Remodel Ranker. Um, you know what we're trying to do? We're trying to take a look at people that are mid-second page. They've done a lot of work to try to get things where they need them to get. These folks here, KDO, Kitchens and Remodeling. Kind of a unwieldy name, KDO, Kitchens and Remodeling. Okay. Um, they've done a lot of work to get here. They built a nice looking website. Somebody has gone in and optimized it. So we're going to look at why are they in the middle of page two, and what could they do to get to page one. All right, so let's get started. Let's go back and just look at our Google search return. So kitchen modeling company, if I could spell, in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, so here's our map return. Now that's interesting. Four map. I have not seen. Oh, sponsored. That makes sense. Okay. Normally you're going to get three map returns. This one did return a fourth with a sponsored, which is typical. But a lot of times all you see is three. All right. So we get down to our second page. Middle of second page is where we should be. Let's find them. This is interesting. Yeah, there they are. I don't know how I missed them. Okay, yeah. So this is saying 27. Maybe that's what it was. It's a little lower than the first returned. In any case, this is the return. I wanted you to see just how many people you're competing with, and this is why SEO is so important, and this is why you've got to win. You've got to win your locals. That's the first thing I want to talk about is winning your local, your hyper local. Um, Most people are not going to search Atlanta if they live in, Marietta, or they live in Lithia Springs, or they live in College Park. They're going to search College Park because they want somebody near them. That's what they want. Okay, Atlanta is a good overall search term, but it's also the one everyone's competing with. Okay, so now let's take a quick look at their website. We looked at it a little bit already. Nice looking website, nice looking work. I got to tell you, just looking at the quality of the work, this is really good stuff. Okay, so I would never waste time on the homepage with a generic. I mean, look at this work. This is such good work. Never waste real estate on your homepage with a generic plans photo. Just show more quality work. Okay, never make that mistake. That's free money sitting there. You've got all these great photos down. You could take any one of these and look at that. That's a waterfall, black quartz, I believe. Black quartz countertop with waterfall edge. That is stunning. That's outstanding. You could have any one of these as a featured image right up here. Don't use stock. That's a big conversion mistake. All right. So let's good trust tags down at the bottom. Um, Pretty good. I don't know what KDO is. I would highly recommend branding. Spend a little time on your branding because once you've got to this point where they are right now, rebranding is a very expensive process because you've got to go out to all the places that you told Google, hey, this is us, this is who we are. You have to go out to everyone. Those are called citations. You have to go out to every citation and redo it. So really strongly consider your brand. I wouldn't be surprised if this is something around a family name or something. A lot of people make that mistake. You use a clunky name that doesn't carry any meaning to the customer. KDO doesn't mean anything to a customer. They're just coming to your brand, and if they don't know you, KDO doesn't mean anything. You want something that punches. You want something that carries weight with it. Um, so that's just one side thought. Nice lineup of latest projects. Like it. Here's some decent. Everybody says these things though. So how are you going to differentiate that? One of the ways you can do that, and this is not really SEO. This is more conversion. One of the ways you can do that is you can say experience. We're committed to providing. We're committed to customer satisfaction with our many years of experience. Okay, but again, everybody's going to say that. So how are you going to be different? Well, the way you can be different is you can pop in a customer review that has to deal with that. And the way you can get that is you can go to your customers and say, hey, listen, I know you mentioned that experience a minute ago. Would you mind leaving us a review and mention that? I'm not asking you to alter your review in any way, but would you mind just leaving us a quick review that mentions our experience that you said was already so valuable to you? You can do it like that, and you can essentially seed your review. Superior quality. If you do quality work, you can get reviews. It's pretty easy to get reviews that mention your quality. Honest and dependable, you're going to get this into in your reviews. Competitive rates, again, you'll get this. I will say though that in remodeling, especially with the type of remodeling it looks like they do higher end luxury type remodeling, you don't want to misposition yourself because competitive rates tells me you compete on price. And you really don't want that. One of my clients is a high end remodeler, and one of the first things I did is I went through the entire website. They had over 100 pages, and we stripped out every bit of language that talks about budget. Now, competitive rates, that's a better term than budget or inexpensive, but competitive rates still speaks, hey, you can get us down on price. If I see this, I know your first number that you give me, I can get that down because that's what you're telling me. Because if you say you compete, I can say I got Bob down the road is going to do it for 10% less. And even if you only come back with 2 or 3% knocked off, I've still saved money by competing with you on price, by forcing you to compete with a competitor. So I would not put this on there. Just speak quality, speak experience. There's enough scary places in remodeling and horror stories out there that people appreciate quality, or good customers do. Okay, so let's get into the meat of this. There's two things I want to focus on this video. The first is um, if you can go to your website and see how many pages Google has indexed for you just by searching site colon in your site name. So you can see here, this is the URL. I copy this into a new tab and then I paste it. Now what you want to do is come back here and strip off the www. This guy doesn't have www, he's got it naked, and that's fine. You just want to strip off the HTTPS, and if there is a www after that, strip that off as well. So I remove that, I hit enter, and then Google's going to tell me, whoops, I didn't do the site. Do as I say, not as I do, right? That's what Jesus said about the Pharisees, not himself. All right. Now that's going to give me, it says they have about 138. Now what I want you to notice here, they got one page listed as Marietta, but look at this. There's no location pages. Out of all these pages, it's all Atlanta. It's all Atlanta. Now we're going to go on down here and check, but they should have a lot more location pages. Okay, that's everything. Well, that's 33. That's interesting. Google's not giving me anymore. It said 48 before. So I don't know. Maybe there are more pages. I don't know. But in any case, even if there are, it doesn't matter because they're not showing me. When I go into services, kitchen remodeling, they're not telling me that they have more location pages. At least I didn't see it on my first pass through. Yeah. So you've got an Atlanta office and an Alpharetta office. Now we'll do a second search and let's see how they rank on Alpharetta Kitchen Remodeling Company. I do not do this first, so you're learning with me. Oh, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. So this means probably um, they're not competing very hard. Either they're paying somebody and they're not delivering the goods, because Alpharetta being a suburb of Atlanta, they should be competing here because they have a location listed there. Another check that we're not going to do today, we would go in and do a deep dive on Google Maps or Google Business Profile, they call it now. And we would learn if they are actually indexed in that second location. there's a likelihood here that either somebody internally doesn't understand how to get that second location indexed, or worst case, they're paying for this as a service and it's not being done. In either case, there are certain outcome metrics you want to be able to measure, and you can tell the effectiveness of what's going on for you. One of the things is you should always be able to win smaller surrounding cities, suburban areas. For instance, if you know the Atlanta area at all, you know that Alpharetta lies outside of Atlanta. Milton, Mountain Park, Tomahawk. These are all areas outside of Atlanta. Okay, if you have a location in Alpharetta, you should win. Let's just do Atlanta and get all these locations off. It'll be cleaner. If I do this, I'm going to get a nice map of Atlanta. We'll jump into this. I'm going to open this in maps. Okay, so now all these areas, Marietta, that's a major suburb of Atlanta. But you've got all these tiny little places: Johns Creek, Big Creek, Bethany Crossing, Airship Crossing, Alpharetta Woods, Milton, Tomahawk, Hickory Flats, Avery. If you have an office in Alpharetta, then you should win everything within 3 miles of that. Let's do Alpharetta. So watch this. Okay, so this is Alpharetta. Where is, okay, there's 1 mile. So that's about an inch. So here to here is about a mile. That gives me to about here as a radius. All these little cities, all these little, every major kind of neighborhood, any of your high-end neighborhoods, you want to win and create a page for each one of those. Okay. Now they have one. Let's go back in here and find that Marietta page, and let's examine that real quick. This will be the last thing we do for this video. I want to keep this as short as possible. We're the best remodeling service provider in Marietta. How many people are searching remodeling service provider in Marietta? Nobody. That is not a valuable keyword. Okay, so this is the second time, just in a brief examination, that I'm seeing this company waste real estate on low value ideas or images. Don't make that mistake. Now, if you're one of the owners of this company, please don't take anything personally. It's a nice looking website. It's obvious you guys do really nice work. I wouldn't wait this late in the page to put images on the page. I also would not waste real estate by saying best services. Nobody's searching best services. This is well, it should be a kitchen remodeling page. You can't have a local page that is dedicated to many ideas. It needs to be bathroom remodeling in Marietta, bathroom remodeling company in Marietta, Marietta bathroom remodeling company. Whatever the best keyword is that you want to use for that, you want to build it exactly like that. And then you want to make a page for Marietta. You want to make a page for Milton. You want to make a page for all these different areas that exist out here. Bethany Crossing. Everything within 2 to 3 miles of Marietta, of Alpharetta, you want to have a local page. And if your website is built right and your pages are built right, most likely you're going to win. You're going to be top 3. And then the gift of that, the beautiful kind of compounding factor of that, is that you will get a map return because you're within 2 to 3 miles of your home location. So this is the benefit of putting other locations in a metro area like Atlanta. The more locations you put in, you're able to win those radiuses. Now there's other black hat methods you could use. We're not going into that today. I don't really like to use much black hat stuff on maps because the penalty far outweighs the upside, in my opinion, because they can swipe your entire account if you're not careful. So location pages, and don't waste real estate. That's the 2 main lessons from today. Don't waste real estate. Okay? Your top level idea, many times the data is out there. Most of the time people are going to come to your webpage and they're never going to scroll past this. You did ask for a free estimate, and that's great. But design and build remodeling company, that's one keyword idea. Best remodeling service provider in Marietta, that's another keyword idea. So you're all over the place as far as what you're actually trying to make this page about. So the page title is just Marietta. You didn't even title the URL something with a service category in it. That's a big mistake. Okay. Then when we look, your meta description is incredibly short. It's basically a title tag and not even that strong. So now when we go into the headers, we see here you only have two H2s. You need a lot more than this. You want to go out there and look at what your competition is doing and measure them. You can use SEO Meta in one click. No affiliation. It's free. Um, it's a free extension, so there's no money to be made. But that's how you can measure this, and you can go through what your competitors are doing for their H2 tags. But you can see your client reviews, services, remodeling service provider. Out of these three H1 and H2 tags, you only have one that has a decent keyword in it. So a lot of lost opportunities here. A lot of good to be said about the site, but this is one of those things where you can put in all the work except the last 10%, and the last 10% is what puts you on page one. So hope this helps. Remember, H2 tags, and don't waste visual and keyword real estate on your website. So have a great day.